Whatever kind of fan you are, ESPN Bet's got you covered with everything you need to bet smarter and score more from the game. And right now, get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
J.J. McCarthy in the offense for the Vikings back to work. He's thrown only one time, 1 for 5 yards through 2 possessions.
Yeah, shout out everybody in this joint.
A little bit of grace to settle into this game. They've gone 3 and out each time they've had it. He's got a lot of intangibles. He's only 22 years old. He's been described as an old soul. Kevin O'Connell has been described as a quarterback whisperer. What did he whisper to him after the second possession? And to start with a toss to Jordan Mason, the former 49er, with a nice gain on first down of 6.
The guy we hadn't talked about yet is Adam Thielen, who they just made a trade for with Carolina to bring him in to make up for Jordan Addison being absent. He comes right out, makes a nice block here on this edge. Number 19 for Minnesota, a veteran player, one of my favorite players in the NFL. Was here for quite a while, knows the offense. His last year in Minnesota was Kevin O'Connell's first year as head coach, and they got reunited, and he was happy about that.
Second down and 4, handoff to Mason again.
Let me tell you one thing, Minnesota running game looking pretty good tonight.
The first down of the night for the Vikings, who trail by 7 after a gain of 5. And that will do it for quarter number 1 in the extremely young career of J.J. McCarthy. Fresh set of downs when we start quarter number 2. 7-0 Chicago on top. You're watching NFL Kickoff, presented by YouTube TV. Up with Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin, how has J.J. McCarthy looked to you so far?
Yeah, to me, J.J. looks settled in. We got to protect him a little bit better. Had a couple of early miscues that normal jiggers will work through it. We'll put a drive together right now, go tie this thing up, and just keep competing.
After the second, third, and out, I saw you go to the bench to talk to him. What did you say to him?
I just told him, his demeanor, everything about him doing his job right now is good. We got to pick him up around, and me included.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, Lisa, thank you. What a job Kevin O'Connell did in rebuilding the confidence of Kirk Cousins when he first took over in Minnesota. Last year, rebuilding the confidence in the career of Sam Darnold. And now he is molding young J.J. McCarthy, another 10 pick from last season. Here's his first one downfield.
Oh, man. Well, they're going to call there every time, dude.
Aaron Jones out of backfield down the sideline, and Deshaun Wright, who last year was on the Vikings practice squad, guilty of pass interference.
Let's take a look at it.
Pass interference, number 26 defense. Ball will be placed in spot of foul. Automatic first down.
Clearly pass interference. They get the call, but to be able to split out a guy like Aaron Jones as a running back and have him work one-on-one against a corner and have J.J. McCarthy with the confidence and giving him a chance on a deep ball is pretty good. They were working also with Justin Jefferson over the middle. But Dennis Allen on that play with two tight ends and T.J. Hawkinson in the lineup elects to go base coverage, and even with a corner on Aaron Jones, they still get something out of it.
42 yards on that penalty on pass interference. McCarthy keeps, ducks, goes, and gets 11.
That's a little run, huh?
Let's send it down to Laura.
Well, Joe, you just mentioned that Sean Wright was on the practice squad for the Vikings last year. He spent most of his time on the scout team going up against Justin Jefferson, and actually credits Jefferson with making him a better corner, filling in for Jalen Johnson tonight, of course. But he said Jefferson told him, don't hold back. He wanted to do as much as possible against him on that practice squad.
So he's getting his chance tonight, Laura. Sean, 26 years old from Oregon State. Handoff is to Mason. And a nice push on the left side of game 5.
Well, I think that's the part that we're going to see out of Minnesota offensively this year is bringing in Jordan Mason. Made the trade with the 49ers. And last year, Aaron Jones, he had more touches than he had at any other time in his career. And they just don't want to continue to overwork him like that. Bring in a bigger back like Jordan Mason and let him get the tough yards like he's just got.
Second and 5, Mason again. Got around Edmonds for a moment, and then Tremaine
Boy,
gets
went
back
nowhere.
on the tackle, and Sean Wright was there to meet him initially in a loss of 3.
Well, just a good job there by Dayo Odegbo. He's out there playing the edge, and you've got Oliver who's trying to make the block, and he just forces it out wide. He holds the point. And if you don't secure that, you're going to have a hard time running strong side in this league. But Odegbo, another guy who they brought in this offseason, makes a nice play.
3rd and 8. Four-man rush, McCarthy. That's incomplete. Jefferson the target. That ball hit the grass as he trapped it. It's 4th down. The field goal unit comes on for the Vikings.
Yeah, just man across the board. They've got a safety in the middle of the field. There's no disguising what Chicago is doing. And somebody's just got to win on the route. Just wasn't a whole lot of places to go with the football. You see the look here. Pretty good coverage.
Damn, boy, could have went to 19 right there. They had a little slant coming in.
How Chicago's shorthanded with the injuries. They hold up well.
31-yard try is drilled by Will Riker.
Had another guy coming open underneath right there if you hadn't seen him.
J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings are on the board now, trailing 7-3. Biggest play on that possession, that 42-yard pass interference penalty, and the 31-yard field goal. That's the Bean in downtown Chicago. We're at Soldier Field. 4-point game.
Being Courtyard's official fan ambassador has opened a new world for me. Now I get to hang out with NFL fans all season long.
So far, Caleb 9 for 9. Yeah, just 6.2 yards. Total of 56 so far. That's not bad, dude.
See you on game day.
Thursday night football on Prime.
Full moon as we continue on in Chicago at Soldier Field. At least I think that's a full moon. It looked full to me. I actually dropped my astronomy class in Indiana. I thought I had signed up for astrology, but instead it was astronomy. It was a bunch of numbers and stuff.
Yeah, you
Freaked out. Goodbye. 7-3 game. DJ Moore and the offense about to go back out to the field. And we are about to play our first quote-unquote cartoon of 2025. Here is Duvernay.
Ooh. Oh, nice little run.
Flag is got at the 39. It's a 34-yard return. However,
Illegal formation. Number 24 of the kicking team for leaving early. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced in the end of the return. First down, Chicago.
Against Nick McLeod. And so we will tack on at the end of that return by Duvernay.
Boy, is that good for position.
And he left too soon.
All right, killed the cartoon.
I was going to say, I think we're making America wait for Ferris Bueller, Ben Johnson cartoon. First down. Williams has started 9 for 9. How about 10 for 10?
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
We're going to wait longer for the cartoon. First down at the 31 after a 30-yard completion from Caleb Williams. Troy, who's 10 for 10.
Yeah, he's on a roll right now. This is his best throw tonight. You're going to see
Beautiful pass.
Moore comes off the ball. He gets jammed up a little bit, so the timing is off. And Caleb then in the pocket, he's got a double hitch just to get the timing back on it. But he knew exactly what he had with the coverage. They come to the inside receiver. He went to the outside guy. And just really great presence by Caleb Williams, knowing what he got.
Career best 10 straight completions for Caleb Williams as the handoff is to DJ Moore, his second carry. Eric Wilson on the tackle, a gain of 1. And the longest by the Bears to start a season since 1978. We'll get John Parolin on a name for that. We call Parolin Pylon. Country's waiting for that. All right, 2nd and 9. Good. That's a flag.
Dang.
Backing him up. That's another area.
Get some every time, bro.
Some of the pre-snap with the motions, just timing it up.
Number 2, offense. 5-yard penalty.
What?
And that's going to be a work in progress. But I know for Ben Johnson, boy, that's just something that really irritates him, as it does all coaches. That when you're getting penalized before the ball's even snapped.
I swear that definitely like that was on the defense there, bro.
And they'll continue to get better as we move through the year. But we saw that right then from DJ Moore moving a little bit sooner.
Second and 14. Williams time runs out. Caleb on the move. Nice spin.
Nice.
As he got around Byron Murphy. Third down coming up. Pressure by Ivan Pace. And it turns into an 8-yard run by Caleb.
One of the areas that Caleb really needed to improve upon was his cadence and using it as a weapon, especially against a defense like the Minnesota Vikings. He does great here. He mixed it up. They just didn't handle the twist up front. And Caleb, again, being able to use his legs, which is such an asset for him tonight. He's used it when he's needed it.
Another false start.
False start. Number 73, offense.
What?
5-yard penalty. Third down.
Jonah
Y'all got to be kidding me, bro. I swear that was on the defense, dude.
As I mentioned earlier, last year with the
Nah, not again, petty, bro.
Before that, Pro Bowler with Detroit. Trying to solidify the interior offensive line, and that's 3 false start penalties against the Bears in the half. 3rd and 11.
Much later when you get backed up, 3rd and long against this Flores defense. See if he decides to come after him, but looks like another 4-man rush.
And up to Swift. 4th down. Nice game. 3 yards short of the first down. Theo Jackson made the stop. The crowd is excited to see the offense stay out on 4th and 3.
They sure are. They're not the ones who ever have to answer for it if it doesn't work. We'll see if Ben Johnson is going to actually go for it or if he's going to maybe try to throw him off sides.
The play clock is at 9. That took a long time to get to the line of scrimmage. And a timeout taken, second taken by the Bears in this half before 4th and 3. Here it is. Rest easy. Ben Johnson got the city of Chicago excited again. Detroit Lions offense was in rhythm. Under Johnson led the NFL with 29 points per game. The Bears looking for a winning season, their first since 2018, and their first playoff win since 2010. That is not Ferris Bueller. That is obviously Ben Johnson, who is dancing.
Obviously, it was Ben Johnson.
The button-up leopard print. It's not Matthew Broderick, it was Ben. 4th and 3. Quick snap. Over the middle.
Oh, man.
Out in front of DJ Moore and turning it over on downs for the Bears. Looked like he had it.
Oh, he had him all right. That's one that he's going to be kicking himself. He had him.
Bro, should have called that one up, man.
And it's his first incompletion of the game. Vikings roll. Down 4. A flying start statistically. You're probably thinking about that 4th down throw he missed. As we look at this quarterback comparison, and J.J. McCarthy, who's just 1 for 2, trying to settle into his first NFL start. You can add a rush touchdown for Caleb Williams. A 9-yarder to get the scoring started. Here's Jones on the edge. And pretty well played defensively by Noah Sewell.
I'll tell you one thing, boy. Chicago's doing a good job stopping the run. I'm sure them boys get no yards.
Bears, Jaden Daniels, you know what he did. He guided his team in the NFC Champ game last season. Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix. Pretty good class at the top.
Yeah, really good. There's some guys already that are pretty accomplished, and those teams would say that they have found their franchise guy, which is what they're hoping to say when you come out of that rookie year.
2nd and 8, Hockenson has his first catch, first target on top of that, up to the 30, and it's 3rd and a long 4.
I know McCarthy hasn't really gotten the ball out much here tonight, but T.J. Hockenson is one of those guys, especially with Jordan Addison missing the first 3 games due to a suspension, that I would expect him to be heavily involved in this offense outside of Justin Jefferson. He came into last year coming off the knee injury, missed the first 7 games, came on strong towards the end. He says he's fully healed from that and ready to go, and he's a young quarterback security blanket.
They're down in 4. McCarthy, Jefferson didn't get it. It's 4th down. Good strong tackle by Tremaine Edmonds, one of the 2 linebackers that the Bears brought in back in 2023. His running mate T.J. Edwards inactive tonight with that hamstring.
Yeah, just a really good job by him. He goes back and he reads the route and just immediately puts his foot in the ground. That's a veteran player. Does a nice job of being able to come up and make a tackle on a guy that's not easy to get to the ground short of the first down.
First catch of the night for Justin Jefferson. Right?
Wow, I am surprised they didn't go for that, bro. Shit, they only needed 1 yard here.
Duvernay has been busy. Down to 31.
Man.
In good field position for the Bears, leading by 4. Navy Pier on a beautiful night in Chicago. You're watching NFL Kickoff presented by YouTube TV.
Now let's take a look at Caleb Williams this first half, and you see as he's able to get through the progression and check the ball down, which, as you talked about, Joe, he's been preached to all week: completions, completions, completions. And then when the pocket is collapsed on him and he hasn't seen anything down the field,
he does what he's able to do and what we've seen throughout his career, the ability to make plays. And then, of course, here's the touchdown run, getting outside the pocket once again. So it hasn't been perfect. The numbers look good. He's missed a few guys that they've had opportunities for some bigger plays. But overall, in this first game, in this new offense, I think he's handled everything very well.
It was just a 31-yard punt by Ryan Wright. A good field position for the Bears, up 7-3, starting at their 35. Kyle Monunga, the rookie. They fake it to him. Williams is batted down by Ty Ingram Dawkins. He's the rookie and a fifth-round pick out of Georgia, and he's 6'5", got his hands up and knocked it away.
Yeah, they had an opportunity outside as well. They do a nice job of – they've been running some jumbo packages, which means they bring in the extra offensive lineman. Here it's Theo Benedette, the undrafted rookie, and heavy play action, show run. You got one-on-one on the outside, but because of the big guy in the middle, not able to what should have been an easy completion if Caleb just lays that ball and not tries to drive it so hard.
Extra men on the rush this time, and Caleb is flushed out to his right flag.
Oh, man.
For Zacchaeus. It's a hold against Chicago, and that time Brian Flores brought pressure.
Holding on the 25 offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Yeah, of course. Brian Flores,
This is gonna be one of those nights where they're calling on one side of the ball, bro.
He's been pretty conservative, and I know we talked to him, Joe. He said even when he's able to get a pressure with a
Gotta limit those.
Can't help himself. He wants to bring someone else. But Ivan Pace, who came on the blitz there, he's one of the best blitzing linebackers in the game. He does an outstanding job. And a lot of versatility on this group, and Brian Flores gives them all an opportunity to make plays.
Just two blitzes tonight, dialed up by Flores so far. Caleb Williams, 3 straight incompletions after starting 10 for 10. They're down and 10. Williams in trouble.
Oh, no. Get out of there. Go, 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 go.
Still rolling. And out of bounds as it looked like Jonathan Allen was
Dang, bro.
have his first sack as a Minnesota Viking, and it came up empty.
Came up empty. He had a chance. I'm not sure how Williams gets out of that, but he comes back with another 5-man rush. And so he's not going to allow Caleb Williams to just sit back there. At times he's had pretty good protection, but he's able to get away from Jonathan Allen, but still having to punt the football.
And now on 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor. Price has to sprint out to his left, leading his teammates to get away from it. Good job by the rookie. That ball was awfully close to hitting a couple of Vikings over on the far side of the field. Not taking any chances, Miles Price picked it up and returned it for 8 yards. McCarthy back to work. Down 7-3. We talked about Caleb Williams starting this game 10 for 10. The Vikings drive kind of survived that let J.J. McCarthy settle in a little bit. It's just a 4-point game, and now McCarthy back to work here.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been impressed with what this defense has been able to do. Dennis Allen and his group has really done a nice job, and understandable that they're going against a quarterback making his first start. But to be without their top two corners in Jalen Johnson and then Kyler Gordon, and you've got Justin Jefferson on the other side. We've seen Nick McLeod, who has stepped in and had to play that nickel role for Kyler Gordon, who's one of the best in the league. And he was pretty sticky on Justin Jefferson, so that group's playing good football right now.
Starting at the 24, they hand to Mason, and he's able to bounce. He gets 10+, but the flag is down. Maybe that's why he was able to. It's a hold that's coming back.
Holding, number 67 offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
We've seen Justin School with the 49ers played a lot last year with Tampa Bay. They brought him in because Christian Darrisaw, their usual left tackle, is making his way back from a torn left ACL and MCL. There's a hold on School. And Darrisaw was kind of iffy during the week. He's ahead of schedule, but was not ready to go, needing confidence in that knee. So School gets the start.
School's got a little experience within this offense, having played in San Francisco, but you're right. He was an insurance policy, hoping to have Darrisaw back tonight, but School got the nod.
This one's batted down. Edmonds. And it's 2nd and 20.
Well,
Yeah, bro, his defense is no joke tonight, boy.
He's just got to be a little bit better. You're going to see the receiver come into the middle, and you got to just lay this ball. T.J. Hawkinson just got to lay it to the middle and let him go. And a lot of when you watch McCarthy, there's a lot of fastball. And when you throw that, all those interior.
I'm telling him, bro, you got to watch 40 now every time, bro. He's going to jump and try to undercut that ball.
McCarthy protected, and his arm was hit by Odengo. That's an incomplete pass. It's 3rd and 20, and Dio Odengo, the former Indianapolis Colts who signed a 3-year deal, got his hand on McCarthy's arm.
Well, initially, yeah, you see the job that he does coming in and getting his hands on him. Jaquan Brisker was playing kind of middle field there, right where J.J. McCarthy was wanting to lay the football, and it's why he was holding it. Overall, that protection wasn't that bad.
Now the play clock at 3, timeout Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell gets the timeout on the sideline. He was asking for it. They throw the flag, but we'll see if they give the Vikings the timeout.
Well, J.J. McCarthy was asking to get a new play clock, and so is Kevin McCarthy. I think they both were
Play
making
game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Yeah, I thought O'Connell was going down to the official to say timeout. He was going down to the official to say reset the play clock.
That's right, and this is what McCarthy, so he sees the play clock, and he's expecting a reset as well. I'm not exactly sure, Russell, why either of them were wanting a reset.
Yeah, that was a normal play. I can't imagine any reason why there had to be a reset there. I think it was a good job to let him play off.
That's Russell here. The rules expert, play clock is down low again. It's at 3. Set up and throws Mason just to buy a little bit of room, and he's to the 15. That's it. Sewell and Edmonds, the two starting linebackers, playing in place of the injured T.J. Edwards. At least Noah Sewell is combined on the stop. A game at 7. It's 4th down.
You know, the game kind of started this way as far as McCarthy, feeling the pressure of the play clock winding down. And it's continued. And there's something with the mechanics of how he's getting the play, how he's getting it called. Whatever the miscommunication is, it's causing too much stress at the line.
Good punt this time by the right. Duvernay. Brought down near the 40 by Ty Felton. After a return of 7 yards next week, Monday Night Football doubleheader. At 7 o'clock Eastern, ABC and ESPN. It's the Tampa Bay Bucks 1-0 against the Houston Texans 0-1. And then after that on ESPN at 10 Eastern, the LA Chargers, who beat Kansas City in Brazil, taking on Las Vegas, who won over the Patriots. Those games will be available on the all-new ESPN app.
A tough loss for the Texans yesterday in Los Angeles, but how about shake and bake? Baker Mayfield coming up with a win against Atlanta.
Here is Swift. Yeah, Baker in that game, a game-winning 25-yard touchdown pass to Mecca Ibuka, the rookie who looks outstanding. And this field goal ended the ball game in essence. That game last night was just crazy. I'll get into some of the numbers in a second if we get a chance. What a good start for the Green Bay Packers. At home, they beat Detroit. Micah Parsons right in the middle of it. Aaron Rodgers says, hey, don't forget about me. 4 touchdown passes later.
That's right.
It's the offense bailing out the defense with the Steelers a little change in the script.
You know, that one felt good for him. And what a win for Josh Allen and the Bills. To be able to beat a conference rival week 1. That's a big win. Could be a really big win by the end of the year.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second out.
That is the 4th false start against the Chicago Bears here in the first half. Where do you want to go in that Buffalo-Baltimore game? The Bills trailed by 15 with under 4 minutes left. It's the 4th win in over 2,300 NFL games in that situation since 2000. Ravens 25-0 all time when scoring 40+. Josh Allen 394, 2 touchdowns through the air and 2 on the ground, and Lamar was outstanding too. Here's Zacchaeus. First down, Chicago.
Not slow passer.
Hamadeh, who last year was good with the Commanders, gets 16 yards on a dart from Caleb Williams.
Well, it just kind of opens up. I mean, he had his choice as to whatever he wanted to do. You can see Hamadeh Zacchaeus. They also had Cole Kmet. But the parting of the seas, take your pick. And I like Hamadeh Zacchaeus. He comes in, and I thought he had nice chemistry, what I saw of him with Caleb Williams in training camp and in these preseason games.
Here's Swift. DeAndre brought down by Dallas Turner, who the Vikings are hoping takes a big step in his second season. A first-round pick from Alabama last season. Had 3 sacks and interception as a rookie. The more consistent play they want. Made the stop, 2nd and 7.
Now, this is a big drive right here for Minnesota defensively to kind of keep from giving up any points. I mean, this is the Bears get a chance to extend their lead. They get the ball to start the second half. It's different for this Minnesota Vikings defense, not playing with the leads they did a year ago.
Here is Swift, gets hit by Pace. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Did we get the cartoon in? Yeah. We did. Got it in 2 minutes left in the half at Soldier Field. Bears moving the football, leading 7-3.
Cancer isn't the name. It's something I treat. And the less time I spend treating my cancer, the better. This is me.
Discover an injectable immunotherapy, Opdivo Qvantig, for certain previously treated adults whose kidney cancer has spread. Unlike an infusion that takes 30 minutes, Opdivo Qvantig lets you receive treatment quickly in as little as 3 minutes. Opdivo Qvantig is an immunotherapy that works with your immune system to help fight cancer. Opdivo Qvantig can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea,
Dopey, Ryan Clark, Jason Kelsey will have their takeaways from the first half of this game. Boomer will have as fast as 3 minutes. Fun start to the season through week 1. Week 1 comes to a close here tonight. 3rd down and 5. Caleb Williams throws. He's got Zacchaeus.
That's slow passer.
In motion at the start of that play. And ends up out on the right side. A catch and throw of 7 yards.
A really nice route here by Zacchaeus as he comes in motion and then pivots back out, and he creates some separation then off the line of scrimmage and a ball that's thrown on the money. Now, what we saw from Minnesota, a 4-man rush, but they've got a spy in the middle. And so you tie up a rusher just because he's keeping his eyes on Caleb because of the fact he's been able to scramble. So you then remove the defender from coverage as well.
And up to Swift. Caleb Williams, all 4 of his runs were scrambles in this game when protection broke down. He's got 4 scrambles, 32 yards, 2 first downs, and a touchdown run. The only touchdown of the game. And look at time of possession, just dominated by Chicago.
Yeah, if you're Minnesota, you just got to be happy with the fact that right now you're only down 4 points. And if you can hold Chicago to a field goal, as badly as you've been outplayed in this first half, it's just be a 1-possession game.
Tosses Swift, bends it back, not much. 3rd down coming up.
Sorry, you should have run that back to the outside, dude. All the room here on the left side over there.
Have 1 timeout. The Vikings, if they're trying to conserve time, have 2, and they're letting the clock run.
Yeah, here you are, 3rd down. You got 2 timeouts. You got a chance to possibly get the ball back into your hands, and yet Kevin O'Connell is elected to let the clock run. The Bears certainly aren't going to stop the clock. They'll let this thing run down as well. They give themselves an opportunity to control things going in here at half.
Look at all that movement defensively on 3rd down and 5 to the sideline. Catch is made by Adunze. Murphy is there, and it's 4th down. It's 4th down and 2 after a completion of 3 yards. Gone forward once on 4th and short down here. Will they go again? For now, the offense stays out there.
Yeah, I would expect that Ben Johnson's going to go for it here.
Vikings use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. Chicago gets the ball to start the second half on top of all this. And with that, they're going to bring their kicker, Cairo Santos, on. Try and make this a 7-point game again. And attempt the 42-yarder. He was 21 of 25 last year. His 6th year with the Bears during his 2nd tenure in Chicago. Just sneaks inside the right upright. Not an easy place to kick. And Santos, I'm sure, will take it 42 yards away. Made it by
Squeezed it in there.
that much.
Goodness, boy.
And it's a 7-point game again.
I think overall, Chicago, you would think that Ben Johnson feels pretty good with what they've been able to do. This, of course, some of these divisional games that we've seen here on opening weekend. He's able to come in with a young ball club and all the things that he's trying to get going in the right direction and get a win against this team that won 14 games last year. It'd be a great start to his year.
When you think Ben Johnson, you think of the 3 previous years as offensive coordinator in Detroit. You think about not just prolific offense, but gadget plays, offensive linemen throwing passes, catching passes. We saw Goff catch a touchdown last year. they're not really there.
No.
Yeah, they just want to put one foot in front of the other right now.
Yeah, and none of Dan Campbell was rubbed off on him coming over. I think Dan Campbell would have been going for it there.
Here's a return by Miles Price. Just able to get across the 30. Here you go, just to remind you of some of the Ben Johnson trick plays. Last year, week 3 against Arizona, hook and ladder. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs helped them to a win. Here's the one we saw against the Seahawks with Jared Goff catching a touchdown pass. Week 6 against the Dallas Cowboys, the reverse flicker resulted in a 52-yard touchdown pass to Sam Laporta and a 47-9 victory. I would imagine that it would be fun to play offense knowing that man is your coordinator as they had over the last 3 years in Detroit.
Yeah, and I think right now his mindset is, hey, let's get good at the easy things first, and then we'll go from there.
Well, they're going to push it, and why not?
Ooh, nice throw.
They've got one timeout left. And this officiating crew's had a tough time spotting the football in this game. They finally blow it dead because Naylor got out of bounds.
Timeout, Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
Well, we are in disagreement with where they're putting the football right now, but either way, the knee is down, so he did not get out of bounds. He's contacted. And that's why Minnesota, Russell Yerk, had to use their final timeout.
Absolutely. Correctly ruled that he was down by contact inbound, so Minnesota had to call a timeout to stop the clock.
Remember, they used the timeout on the last defensive possession just before the field goal, so they're not able to then try to run anything else.
Now with 11 seconds left and no timeouts, they're going to move the ball, which is what we expected here. They had a bad spot on the football, so they're moving it back. Kevin O'Connell has already made the decision for the moment that he was going to send Will Reichard out.
Wait, what?
Now the ball's sitting at the 41, which is a 59-yard try by Reichard instead of, with no timeouts, having the young quarterback try and get a little more yardage.
His career best is 58, so it's right in that range.
59-yard try by Reichard. With 11 seconds to go. High snap, Reichard. He's got it. And it's a new career high for Will Reichard. And that completion to Jalen Naylor got the Vikings into the edge of field goal range, and Reichard did the rest.
Yeah, sure.
That's not a bad kick, bro. But I'm gonna tell you, this early in the game, I wouldn't attempt that. I would at least try and got closer or something.
That's an outstanding job. What was lost in that is the route by Jalen Naylor to get themselves.
Yeah, because half of the time these scores ain't darn accurate.
Opportunity for this play.
Justin Jefferson loving it. The completion was 28 yards for J.J. McCarthy, who's watching that sail through the uprights. That ties the 59-yarder, a Soldier Field record, which belongs to, of all people, Matt Prater from 2015, who was the hero and made the game-winning kick last night, as he had spent, according to Mike Tirico, like 100 hours in Western New York with his new team, the Buffalo Bills.
Well, that's big time by him, coming through there with a career best 59-yarder. That might be the spark and boost that this team needed going in at half.
And McCarthy basically doubled his passing yards on that completion to Naylor. Now here's a nice return by Luther Burton, from Missouri, and that's the end of the half. As Burton was trying to break one, he got it to midfield, and that was it. 43-yard return. The half comes to a close in a 10-6 game. Caleb Williams, the hot start. Bears defense forcing 4 3-and-outs Justin Jefferson just one catch in the first half. It's a 10-6 game. The All-State halftime is coming your way next.
I'll tell you what, though, fellas, that wasn't efficient in the first half. Especially out of darn Chicago.
All-State first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Bevo's gate while taking a selfie. Come back! Checking All-State first was really smart. Not checking Bevo's gate, though.
Caleb got a total 112, 13 for 16 on
At
attempts.
least I checked All-State first and saved hundreds. Hook 'em.
This is the
Solid game so far.
We welcome you to the All-State halftime here. Soldier Field in Chicago. A late field goal for Minnesota gets them within 4 alongside Ryan Clark and Jason Kelsey. I'm Scott Van Pelt. And RC, the Bears didn't have a single opening touchdown drive a season ago. They go right down the field. What'd you see initially from Caleb?
It was all about Caleb Williams and efficiency, right? He took the smart throw, used his legs when he had to. He found ways to evade pressure when the Minnesota Vikings got in their backfield. I thought he was so smart to understand he didn't have to get the big play. He didn't have to create when he didn't need to. But when he had to go above and beyond the X's and O's, we saw Caleb Williams do that, whether it was a touchdown or late runs after the first drive. I thought he played extremely smart, kept the ball on his side of the field, and did a great job of executing the entire time.
Jason, the completion late from McCarthy to Naylor basically doubled his passing yards, gets them a field goal. What have you seen thus far from the first start?
Listen, I think honestly, it kind of looks like Caleb Williams did to start last season. I think you see him kind of settle in as the half went with that great throw before half. But a little bit erratic, a little bit of trying to find that rhythm, and it would be helpful if they had a running game, right? It feels like he's been put in a lot of difficult situations early, and hopefully they can get something going in the second half.
And again, that curious what they were going to do there. And it was an interesting situation because of the spot of the football. And we heard Joe talking about it. I was curious whether they're going to try that record field goal from 59. That ties the Soldier Field record. It does get Minnesota within 4. 30 more minutes of football to come from the Minnesota side of things. You want to see them put more on the plate in the second half? You want to see them take bigger shots?
I just would like to see them be more productive on first, second down, be able to build a more rhythm with the market. You got to give the Bears credit. The Bears defense looks great.
Justin Jefferson has to get involved as well, though. Right? You have a guy that's one of the best in the world at what he does. Give him opportunities in one-on-one matchups.
He didn't tell you one of the best. He told you
the best.
That's hard to say. We know he's one of the best, if not the best. 30 more minutes to come. Well, we continue here. This was a remarkable end of Sunday night football in Buffalo. We continue. It's over for the fastest 3 minutes for the rest of the Sunday action as we continue on Monday night from Soldier Field.
This is the All-State halftime.
What a first half. I look forward to the second half. Me too. And after the game, join us with the original members of Spinal Tap, one of the great comedies of all time.
I never saw it.
Stay up late for Spinal Tap on Jimmy Kimmel Live. You're allowed to. You're big.
Jimmy, thank you. Halftime ceremony here at Soldier Field honoring the 85 Bears, a legendary squad. 40 years since they won it all. Soldier Field roaring, remembering their legends. Speaking of legends, it's Chris Berman.
Thank you very much, Scott. Great to be with you and everybody again for another full year of Monday Night Football. Well, one thing you can be sure of in September, in most every case, the defenses are ahead of the offenses. And we all knew that the Steelers have the Jets, but that would certainly be the case. Points will be at a premium. Wrong. Welcome to a brand new NFL season. Here we go with our fastest 3 minutes. Last year, as we all know, Aaron Rodgers, quarterback in the Jets, Justin Fields, quarterback in the Steelers. This year, Rodgers, Steelers, Fields, Jets. At the Meadowlands, Rodgers to Calvin Austin, one of his 4 touchdown passes. He had 2 within 1 minute in the fourth quarter, but Fields' naked boot put New York in front 32-31. Wasn't as good as that 60-yard boot from the veteran, Chris Boswell. Good. Pittsburgh wins 34-32. Jared Goff, Lions. Wait a minute. Is it Micah Parsons on Dallas? You haven't been listening to the news. Micah Parsons, his first sack as a Packer. Jordan Love, the Tucker Craft, cheese and crackers for everyone. The Packers won 13 straight home openers. Michael Penix, just over 2 minutes to go. Touchdown Atlanta, they lead the Bucs in Atlanta. But Baker Mayfield to a Mecca of Luka, Pete of Luka. The Bucs have beaten the Falcons 23-20. Rams defense under 2 minutes to go. Nate Landon forces the Houston fumble. Braden Fisk recovers. Matthew Stafford, the 10th ever to throw for 60,000 yards. LA wins 14-9. Late at Seattle, down 13-10. Brock Purdy to Jake Tonjes. Pretty important win for the Niners at the Seahawks. Pete Carroll, once upon a time, coached the Patriots. Mike Vrabel, once upon a time, won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots. Vrabel coaching the Pats, Carroll coaching the Raiders. His old Seahawks quarterback, Geno Smith and Trey Tucker. Raiders win in New England. Number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward. Tennessee played tough. Tough place for a debut that went mile high. Bo Nix to Portland, Sutton, another circus camp for him. Denver wins 20-12. We get to sing it in Washington. Debo. Whoa. One more to the road. Debo Samuel. Touchdown for Washington. He caught 7 goals. Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. Joe Burrow, lifetime 1-9 first 2 weeks of the season. Myles Garrett had 2 sacks in a row. Cleveland says it's going to be 1-10. But it was Cincinnati's defense. Jordan Battle with the pick of the deflection of a Joe Flacco pass. Bengals a rare early win. I've got to do it. Daniel Jones for the Colts. He's Indiana Jones to Michael Pittman. They slice and dice my number 2 overall pick for Jacksonville. Caught 6, made a tackle. But they lead the league in Hunters. Hunter Long with a touchdown to Jags. Win it for Liam Cohen. Kyler Murray shovels to James Conner. Not a lot of shoveling in Arizona. Cards win in New Orleans. Murder Night. NFL prime time. Rock and roll on Sunday night on ESPN Plus. Live at 7:30. Then Monday through Wednesday, whenever you want. Scotty?
Boom, thank you. What a great scene here at halftime at Soldier Field. Coming out of the locker room, it'll be the Bears who have the ball. They have a 4-point lead. We'll see it for SportsCenter after Monday Night Football.
Thank you for watching Pulse in Africa.
We're with Mike, who's leaving. of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
NFL Kickoff Weekend is presented by NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place.
Tonight's first half highlights are presented by Target. What a fun night and a great way to cap week one. Hurricane is down. They forced the 3 and out. What a throw, it really was. Williams looking for the end zone. He is in. Touchdown. Get everything you need to win game day at Target.
All right, fellas, second half. Here we go.
As we welcome you back, you're watching NFL Kickoff presented by YouTube TV. Great scene here in Chicago. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck along with Tori Aikman. Coaching makes a difference. And to me, Caleb Williams looks poised, settled, and a lot different than he did last year.
There's no question that Ben Johnson has been able to settle him down, get him knowing where he wants him going with the football. And remember, in this first half, I mean, neither quarterback got much help from the running game. So Caleb, for the Chicago Bears, he was having to do it himself with his legs and then also with his arm to get an opportunity here to start this second half of the football again.
Here is Duvernay on the return. Moments ago, Laura Rutledge caught up with Ben Johnson.
Ben, you get the ball to start this second half. What's most important for Caleb Williams right now?
He just needs to keep getting completions. He's doing a great job taking what's there, and he's extending some plays. And so keep on doing what he's doing.
What can you say about your defense and the way they've handled Jay?
They're outstanding right now. We gave up a little pass interference there that hurt us, and we gave up that big one at the back end. But other than that, they're playing a great game.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Joe.
All right, Laura, thanks. He's anxious to get back out there. He didn't hear the end of the question.
What do you need?
Caleb Williams surveys.
Oh.
And then throws out the reach of DeAndre Swift. Ben Johnson was a walk-on quarterback at North Carolina, 04 to 06. Played high school football in Asheville, North Carolina. Won a state championship there. Idolized Joe Montana. His father was a high school football coach. He is, I guess it would be a negative to say somebody's wound tight. This isn't meant to be at all. I think he is kind of there's nothing extra in there. If he doesn't like the way you're playing, or if he wants to not hear the end of your question, he's going to let you know. Second down and 10. Swift, a good job to pick up a pass rusher, and the pass net is out of his reach. Third down.
Yeah, I think, Joe, doesn't matter if it's football or any other sport or any other business. I think the leaders have to bring the urgency. And there's no question that Ben Johnson has brought urgency to Chicago. In the way that he has handled his football team and the expectations that he has brought. And it's one of the reasons why I really believe you see his frustration there. I think he's frustrated because Caleb Williams had an opportunity to get the ball to the rookie Colston Loveland in the middle of the field, and he didn't do it. But he's an impatient guy for sure.
And now the throw behind the key.
Gosh, dude, what in the world?
On Caleb Williams, who ends up on the ground. And in blink, it's fourth down and a punt upcoming from Torrey Taylor.
Now this is the pressure.
That is not where to start the darn third quarter, bro.
He pushes the left tackle right
Just
back
throwing
into
all
his
kinds
mouth.
of mess.
And he's feeling the pressure and then not getting the ball out accurately the way that he would like. But I still think, even though I think when Caleb goes back and watches this film, he's going to see some things that he wishes he had thrown. But overall, I think he's handled everything really well against an unpredictable defense.
Miles Price will field it. Nice move. Right up the gut. And the Vikings will start inside Chicago territory after 21-yard return by the rookie Miles Price. And with J.J. McCarthy settling in, one of, if not the best receiver in the game is going to have to show a little patience, because I'm sure Justin Jefferson could get frustrated here tonight.
Yeah, there's no question that when you're an all-pro receiver like he is, and he's a great he's capable of doing, and he just hasn't, especially with two of the top corners out of this ball game for Chicago, for them not to take advantage of it.
Play action. And again, this ball, and a flag comes in after McCarthy got hit. The ball and the arm of McCarthy was hit as he let it go, and then a flag came in when McCarthy got knocked to the ground by Odengbo.
Personal foul, roughing the pass, number 55, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They run a game and they got Odengbo coming right up the middle, and you see there's the launch, and it's just to the head and neck area with the shoulder. He's trying to take the head out of it, but when you come in and you see the end of this with the shoulder to the head, it was a pretty good hit. I think it was the right call.
Montez Sweat was involved as well. Bears fans don't agree with the call. That 15-yarder gets the ball down inside the 35. Here's Jones. Pressure off the edge. Byard came in to make the stop. We're talking about Justin Jefferson. He has been targeted twice. He has one catch. And we'll see who's been playing across from him. Deshaun Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, and Nick McCloud. They try to make up for the absence of Jalen Johnson, their best corner.
Justin Jefferson to one catch and 4 yards.
Here's a toss to Aaron Jones. Tries to cut it back. Third long coming up as Brisker makes a stop. The other guy we touched on at the beginning of the game that's not here. One of the best nickel corners in the game, and Kyler Gordon. So they're thin back there.
They're holding up pretty well. They're holding up exceptionally well. Part of it is because of the way these guys who have had to step in have played, Deshaun Wright, Nick McCloud. But the other part of this is this defensive front. And that was a big question mark coming into this game. How would they fare? And they've gotten to J.J. McCarthy. So this revamped offensive line for Minnesota has not been as strong as they'd like.
Play clock is at 1. They just got it away on third long. Watch out!
Ooh, no! No! Dang, bro. Oh, wow. Bro, no way JJ just threw that pick right now, dude. Damn. Holy cow.
Fourth year in the league. On the Vikings practice squad last year, and that pass was telegraphed, and Wright took care of the rest.
They brought the pressure. Dennis Allen called it up at the perfect time. Deshaun Wright sitting on the route.
Gets his first career pick 6, and then went 74 yards for the touchdown.
Man, why would you throw it in the direction of that defender right there, bro? You see he was coming. Dang. Wow. Yeah, that bro's defense been a problem all night, dude.
Down with the ball inside the 35. And a gain of 12.
That's a nice run by DeAndre Swift. You can see him start to the front side and then the cutback. Once it clogs up, that's what you're looking for, is that lane right through there. And he hits it. It's his longest run of the night. The fact, obviously, that Ben Johnson's very familiar with. And he got the defense with snap count, it looks like.
That's Javon Hargrave, who was added with Jonathan Allen to beef up the defensive line.
Defense over infraction, number 97 defense. 5-yard penalty. First out.
We've seen him use his cadence a few times tonight effectively to draw off the defense.
Meanwhile, they have that extra offensive lineman, Theo Benedette, who's come in all night in motion.
Yeah, a big part of what they did in Detroit. They ran 6 offensive linemen more than any other team and was carried over to Chicago.
There's Swift. Just runs right through Isaiah Rodgers.
No, that's to me, that's his best run
man,
of the night.
it's still
Because
struggling
he's
to
been
stop
late,
one, bro.
which is often the case. When you have the ability that Swift has, then you're no longer a power runner, you can't be. And he's been hearing that long enough, and that's as good finishing a run as you can look at.
Shit, they go down here and score again. This game more, but over right before the fourth quarter.
They've been asking Swift to be a little more straight ahead, running north on plays. He's shown some power in this game. Play action, good protection. Flag on the play as Swift makes the catch. Flag is in the area where you expect a hold.
Holding, number 58 offense. 10-yard penalty. Free play, first out.
Starting right tackle, Darnell Wright. Talked about the interior of the offensive line for the Bears. Braxton Jones making his 41st career start at left tackle. But there is the hold. Right.
Yeah, it didn't look like much, quite honestly, to me.
Troy, I agree with you. I don't see anything there that would justify a hold.
Yeah, Redmond, he kind of went to the ground, just slipped and didn't get anything.
Up down here in the backfield, the rookie, Williams over the middle and is out of the range of Cole Kmet. That was a fastball from Caleb Williams, and it was high and a bit wide, 2nd and 20.
Yeah, and he's missed a couple of these. You see Kmet right here. He's going to come in. He wants to kind of settle it down because they're in zone, and the ball just gets away from Caleb Williams enough. You see how much area there was to complete that pass. Those are tough. You saw the expression on Caleb Williams' face after the miss. Those are hard when you don't take some of the layups that are gimmies.
2nd and 20, big pressure.
Oh, go.
And the ball just comes out. And
Yeah, that was just clumsy there, bro.
out of bounds. Let's see what the call is here. Pressure by Eric Wilson, who took over for Blake Cashman.
I think they ruled it incomplete. At least that's what the umpire did, or excuse me, the referee. And I think that's the right call. He was just trying to get it out and avoid the sack as he was losing his footing.
Flag is down. Here is he was not touched. It's intentional.
Number 18 offense.
I'm about to say they probably gonna rule that as a 4 passer.
However, pass did not cross the line of scrimmage. There were no receivers near the pass. Lost it down. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, that's a big play with 5 seconds left as that backs up Chicago 10 more. What goes down as intentional grounding because the ball didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they've gotten in position to add to their lead, and they've been going the wrong direction ever since.
That knocks Chicago for the moment out of field goal range. They don't need all 30 yards, but they need a chunk. Zacchaeus gets it. And gets that chunk of yardage as the third quarter comes to a close. It's a 12-yard gain. Bears back in field goal range. Having fun tonight. Matched up against their divisional rival and leading at 17-6. You're watching NFL Kickoff presented by YouTube TV. Yard completion before the end of the third quarter. Caleb Williams still frustrated, but that gets Barros Santos back into field goal range. He'll attempt a 50-yarder. While this feels like a 4+ score game, even if they make this field goal, it's a 2-score game if you want to put it in that category.
Good call by Ben Johnson, knowing you're not going to likely pick up the first down. Let's get ourselves in field goal range, and it was a design play to put them in a position here for this opportunity.
Santos.
Oh, wow.
As that just drifted wide to the right, this remains an 11-point game.
Yeah, those are tough. You get down here and an opportunity to come away with some points and extend the lead, and then just not to take advantage of it. Continue to keep.
Yep, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, boy. Them doggone kickers are not accurate for nothing. You cannot depend on them, bro.
Really good field position.
That's the end of the field where Reichert hit from 59 yards in the first half to tie a Soldier Field record. A.J. McCarthy rubbing his hands together, saying, let's go to work. He's got to. Down for just 56 yards. Mason. Right up the gut, broken tackle. He got through Noah Sewell and a nice strong run by Jordan Mason, a gain of 7. So we check in with Lisa.
Yeah, Joe, you can see center Ryan Kelly is back in the game. He had been in the medical tent. They were working on his right leg. They say he's good to go, but linebacker Blake Cashman has been ruled out with a hamstring injury.
So another hamstring. That has hit the Bears hard, and now it hits Minnesota with Blake Cashman. Again, with Mason able to break it. And rumbling down near the 35. That's the longest run of the night for the Vikings. Byard brings him down, but just like that, the Vikings are moving the football, gain of 18.
Josh Oliver gets just enough of the linebacker in order to give Mason a place to run with the football. He breaks that tackle, then he's able to get past the safety.
Yeah, 31 had him in the sights, but they just let him run right past.
The position that they had to start this drive, and they have got to capitalize. Obviously, they're already in field goal range, but they've got to come away with a touchdown.
They fake it to Mason. McCarthy protected to the sideline. There's Jefferson. Able to get both feet down, and he's got a first down. They finally connect for a nice shot downfield for 17 yards.
Now, good job on the outside by Justin Jefferson as they put him in motion. Tyreek Stevenson trying to keep up with them and just lay it out there, which is what he's able to do for the easy completion.
Second catch of the game for Jefferson.
It did take long for them to get down here.
Mason, nice lane. And Jordan Mason with Adam Thielen out in front of him, blocking gets 5.
Well, they kind of started leaning more on Jordan Mason, and rightfully so against this defense of the Bears. It's been pretty tough sledding, get a bigger back there, and see if he can't move the pile and make something happen. And Jordan Mason's been able to do that on this drive.
Fake toss. Looking for Naylor. Ball's not.
Oh!
Dexter, he's had a night. Sweat was there. And Montez Sweat is the one who got up and knocked it away as we see his name for the first time all evening.
And Montez Sweat likely saved the touchdown because he's got an opportunity to the corner right here. You can see a receiver coming into the picture, and they had him. Looked like Jalen Naylor, number 1, is going to be the guy who comes down, and he was open. And he's got a chance. But
Good hands, big dog.
Sweat saves it.
They're down 5. With protection over the middle, it's caught for a touchdown. Jefferson. And he breaks out his first gritty in the 2025 season. And the Vikings are showing they're going to go for 2.
You know, it amazes me that it took him like 4 quarters to finally get a touchdown on the board, bro. 4 quarters.
With Justin Jefferson trailing Naylor. That's not good separation between those as far as a quarterback being able to see where to go with the ball. But he is able to locate Jefferson, gives him a good opportunity, and now the Vikings going for 2.
Going for 2 to make it a 3-point game. McCarthy in trouble. Flag is thrown. And just throws it up. Incomplete. Pressure by Odangbo. He's had a nice night.
Illegal use of hands and face, number 55, defense. The penalty will be enforced after this is their goal. Retry.
What?
Take a look at it, Dio Odangbo.
No, that's a bad call there, bro.
And then last little.
Looked like he was grabbing the bottom part of his jersey, dude. No way. That was a terrible call.
I understand why he called it. Yeah,
No, you could have let that slide, bro. Cause it looked like he was grabbing the top part of his jersey.
But you're right, Joe. You mentioned the night that Odangbo has had. He was a big question mark as far as what's his impact going to be. They hoped he would bring something, but he has been all over this field. But a costly penalty.
Now from the 1. Play action. McCarthy keeps. Finds the tight end. Oliver and Jonathan.
Good defensive stop. Yes, sir.
2 points. The 13-yard touchdown to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson, which was the Vikings' first third down conversion of the entire night. And it was McCarthy unleashing a rocket over the middle. Jefferson with a touchdown. And it's a 5-point game. 12 to go in Chicago. Well, this game has an entirely different feel to it now. It's a 5-point game at Soldier Field as Justin Jefferson gets the touchdown. J.J. McCarthy, his first touchdown pass of his very young NFL career, but that drive looked better, and no shock because they got the running game going.
Yeah, that's why it looked better. They were able to take some of the pressure off. Jordan Mason had the big run and had a couple in that drive, and then of course the throw there to Justin Jefferson. But heck of a play by Jonathan Owens. They're on Josh Oliver to keep him from coming away with that 2-point conversion.
Owens saved 2 points with that strong tackle, as Duvernay on the far side, full head of steam, and he gets hit hard at the 25 by Eric Wilson. Here's the 2-point try.
Yeah, you see where he is, and then here's Josh Oliver, who's going to come across the field, and he's in man coverage, and he recognizes it. But it's one thing to recognize it, then you got to make the tackle against a big guy in the open field. And you see so many times a receiver get that and still be able to break a tackle and cross the goal line. That's a great play on his part, and a big difference right now in this game.
Next gen stats said Owens traveled over 27 yards to make that tackle in the open field. Big play. First down from the 25. Caleb Williams has to pull it down.
Oh, man.
And it's Hargrave. His first.
Damn.
And what a big play is this defense for Brian Flores is trying to take control of this game back.
Well, Brian Flores, he tries to line up to where he can get one-on-one blocking. And he brings up Van Ginkel, and he doesn't rush. And then you've got 3-on-2, but yet Hargrave's able to split the difference between the two blockers. And he just gets right in the face.
52 got the fan brother, bro. That's just poor talking, man.
That's a loss of 8. First sack of the night, and now it's Swift getting wrapped up by Eric Wilson, who's playing for the injured Blake Cashman. And Now the crowd that's been having fun all night is starting to groan before 3rd and 19.
Yeah, they're applying the pressure now, and you're watching this, seeing exactly what is Ben Johnson going to do offensively to try to keep the ball in their hands and see if they can't go down the field. And unfortunately for them, Minnesota's had answers.
Back-to-back tackles for a loss. Now 3rd and 19. Quick throw, and Van Ginkel almost walked into the end zone.
Ooh, boy.
He got his left hand on the football on that quick throw. And, that was wow.
They rush 5. Van Ginkel, he just recognizes it immediately. I mean, he's going straight up the field. As soon as he sees Caleb Williams go, he knows exactly where Odunze was going on the throw. And we've seen him make some pretty wild interceptions over his career. And not that he had a chance to catch that, but just to get his hand on it was pretty impressive.
He had 2 pick sixes last year. Line drive punt. Miles Price. He's been good. Has a little bit of room, makes a move. Vikings have found a returner. That's a 23-yard return. The guy wearing number 4 just put his team inside Chicago territory. Jefferson, McCarthy. A little momentum on that Vikings sideline. You're watching NFL Kickoff presented by YouTube TV. Went out. And this is a 5-point game. They mark the ball right at midfield, which is where the Vikings will start. Our producer, Steve Ackles, our director, Artie Kempner, and a special shout out from all of us to Eddie Okuno and the entire tech team as we've moved into new production trucks. I know that doesn't mean anything to viewers, but all their great hard work is well up to our crew. Nice work. Here's a handoff to Jones, and he's trying to get in on the fun. A nice run to start this drive. As Aaron Jones got a good block from tight end T.J. Hawkinson and picked up 9.
Timed up pretty well, and you're right. After Jordan Mason, the success he had on that last drive, Aaron Jones wants his opportunity now. I tell you, you talk about his abilities as a receiver and what he can do in space. He's a pretty powerful back himself.
Carthy Capes steps into it, and he's got Jefferson and can't make the catch. And now coming away injured is Nashawn Wright.
Oh boy.
And I don't know if I saw that right, but it looked like that ball went through the hands of Jefferson.
Well, it was a ball that McCarthy will take a look at it and see exactly, but thought he could have gotten it or should have gotten it up a lot sooner than what he did, and then lay it more out. But you're right, it sure looked like that's a ball that Justin Jefferson would normally catch. No doubt.
Could not. And Nashawn Wright, who's got a pick 6 in this game, injured on the play. They check on him. We'll take a break.
Oh man, get up. You'll be all right, dude.
He needed help getting off the field. Let's go down to Laura Rutledge. Laura.
Well, Joe, before this, they had been working on Nashawn Wright on the sideline as he was dealing with some calf cramps.
No, they can't lose him, boy. They're going to get exposed.
Him out a lot, and that's what they continue to do. They've been putting a Theragun on his calf as well, and he continues to try to get hydrated.
Meanwhile, it's 3rd down and 1, so now they're without Wright, Kyler Gordon, and Jalen Johnson.
Here they come.
McCarthy backpedaling for Naylor, and they're going to throw a flag with Tyreek Stevenson in coverage. Montez Sweat had pressure on that play, and this one is against Chicago.
Pass interference, number 29 defense, spot foul, automatic first down.
It's Tyreek Stevenson with that contact on Naylor, and the crowd doesn't like that call at all.
That was a terrible call, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you, Troy. It looks like he more slipped than anything. Yes, he touches him and there's some slight contact, but I don't think that's significant hindrance of his ability to catch the pass. I wish they'd have gotten together on that one and picked it up.
Yeah, you just see him go to the ground and you assume that he got tugged. And Tyreek Stevenson, he is expecting the ball. Well, you got Nashawn Wright, who's back in the ball game, but when they're bringing all out blitz, they're expecting the ball to come out quicker than what it did.
McCarthy passes, caught, spinning grab by Aaron Jones. And somehow, some way, the Minnesota Vikings are on top.
Carter's starting to show some poise number.
And that offense will stay out there again and go for 2 again as Jones is on the receiving end.
Yeah, Noah Sewell, who's, again, is starting tonight because of injuries. He's forced to try to run with him one-on-one. He's anticipating a quick out or an option route of some type when he's locked up with the back coming out of the backfield. And when they run these go routes from that position in the backfield, it is awfully hard on any linebacker to run with someone with the ability of an Aaron Jones.
Play clock inside of 5. Second 2-point try. McCarthy begging for the ball. The pass is caught. Thielen. And this is a 3-point game.
Man, what a turn of events, bro.
The Vikings connect, and McCarthy has come alive.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, they've been able to make some plays when they've had the opportunities. The Bears have failed to capitalize at times when they could have done a little bit more and extended it, but they've been hanging around, and McCarthy's been able to make some plays here the last couple of possessions.
Good job by Aaron Jones. And Thielen is there. McCarthy lays it on him, and this is a 3-point game, and the Vikings on top. Kevin O'Connell, his team is hung in there. McCarthy is hung in there. It was under 1 minute left in the third quarter, and the Bears were up 11 with the ball 1st and 10 at the Vikings 24. They had a holding penalty, then a grounding call against Caleb Williams.
Chicago doing any and everything to get this game away, bro.
They missed a long field goal, gave the Vikings a short field. They got down.
And he is just hung in there. It has not been a great night. A lot has gone against him, as you said, and yet he's hung in there, and now he finds himself up 3 points. And now the tables have been turned. So what has Ben Johnson...
At summer workouts, the last couple of years, Adam Thielen, who is from Minnesota, would go back home and have been working out with J.J. McCarthy. And now here they are on the same team.
Yeah, and who would have thought that they would be on the same team? And that these workouts, and it wasn't like they did. Over the course of a couple months, but yet to have some familiarity with the receiver when he comes in at this stage of the season, I mean, that's irreplaceable.
Ball out to the 35 after the kick right into the end zone. 5 yards more of a penalty on a kick straight into the end zone that is down this year compared to last. And here is Jalen.
Oh, there go penalty.
And this Chicago offense is.
That should have been one.
Clift is stood up at the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden can't do anything.
Well, this Jalen Redmond, what a job he has done as far as even making the team a year ago as an undrafted free agent. He was just going to be a camp guy, and he surprises everybody and gets his opportunity. And now they're talking about him as though he's going to be one of the outstanding players on this defense. Comes up with a big play.
On 2nd down and 10. Caleb.
Good pass. Nice clean pass there.
So Dopey for a 1st down. A gain of 13.
Well, Doomsday does such a nice job of just sitting down in the hole. It was a zone coverage. Caleb gets to him a little bit late. He drops his elbow down, but Doomsday, he didn't go anywhere. A lot of times you'll see a young receiver, they'll start running around and leave an open window. He just sat right there and waited for the ball to hit him.
First down at the 47. Play action from Williams.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Van Ginkel chasing him.
Oh, why would you do that, bro?
This was Williams before he let that pass go.
Oh, why would you do that, bro?
With Javon Hargrave right there in his face.
he thought he was going to give Javon Hargrave a little, ropey dope, and then he would fall for it. He didn't. For a big man, he wasn't fooled at all.
So he stepped out of bounds, and that's going to move the ball back inside the 45, near the 43. A loss of 4, it'll go down as a sack. He steps out right there. On second down, Williams.
Oh, man.
Drive for the catch as Odunze comes up empty.
That was a tight window. I talked about earlier in this game that he missed a corner route when he had a big window in that zone coverage, but Isaiah Rodgers, this is a pretty tight between he and the safety. That ball has to be perfect, which it was. I mean, he fit that in perfect. But you're asking him to make a big-time play with Theo Jackson coming in to close.
And now third down. And 14. Williams backpedaling and throws it.
Damn, what in the hell, bro?
Closest one to it. And that's now 6
Oh, my God, dude.
Third down stop.
Yeah, somebody wide open underneath right there. I don't know why he didn't hit him.
He started to bring more pressure, and he's been rushing more 5 guys that have been having an impact.
Damn, boy. That's a damn shame, dude.
So, Chicago unable to get anything going on this drive. Now they're going to be relying on their own defense to come up and stop after a couple big drives by this Minnesota offense.
Brian Flores, 44-year-old, third season as defensive coordinator, former head coach in Miami. And his guys love playing for him with the Vikings.
Boy, that was dangerous.
That one's blocked partially. The ball will take a decent Chicago roll inside the 35 as Eric Wilson, who's been everywhere, got through and got his hand on that punt.
He has been everywhere. Special teams player, and then he's had to step in on defense. He's been all over the field since then. Excellent job of him working through and getting his hand on this football. Look at this crowd. In the third quarter, there was a time I hadn't heard the crowd that loud at Soldier Field ever. And Minnesota, ever since, it's been all them, and they've taken them right out of it.
Bears offense, remember, they marched down the field on the opening drive, put in the end zone for a touchdown. Since then, they've had a defensive score and a field goal made. So the offense not doing their part. Kevin O'Connell's crew has hung in there. They were up against the ropes. And they've now come out starting to swing as they lead by 3 and take over at their own 32. After that 25-yard punt, here's Mason spinning his way into Chicago territory. And a 20-yard carry by better back back of the two.
So the offensive line has begun to flex on this defense, and the two drives that they've had where they've scored points, the big thing in those drives is they've gotten the running game going. And now the first play here, they get a big hole, and Jordan Mason finds it.
During the first 9 drives, the Vikings averaged less than 3 yards a rush. The last 2 just under 10 yards a rush. And that's when J.J. McCarthy and his offense woke up. Here's Mason. He stopped this time. Good job up front. Chicago Bears defenders. Odangbo was in there with Noah Sewell.
As the beneficiary of a great running back when I played and a great offensive line, when you get the running game going, a lot of good things start to happen. And J.J. McCarthy, not that he necessarily needed to know that or didn't know that, but he certainly knows it tonight.
2nd and 10. Dennis Allen looking for a stop. McCarthy steps into it. He's got Hawkinson. And Hawkinson is knocked down just short of first down yardage. It'll be 3rd and short.
You just see the poise and the confidence right now of J.J. McCarthy as he has settled in. You know, I mentioned that things begin to slow down a little bit. Early in this game, things were moving awfully fast. He was under duress because of the play clock. Now he's being afforded a little more time, and you can see the results in his play.
5.5 to go.
On a night when we're honoring the 85 Bears, right now would be a good time for this defense to step up.
Aaron Jones. Got it. First down, Minnesota.
You tell the Browns defense starting to get worn down, bro.
Continues, and I'll take it under 5 minutes to play here at Soldier Field.
And I would think if they can continue to run the football, you know, Kevin O'Connell, he's going to lean on that. And see if he can continue to bring this clock down.
14 wins a year ago wasn't good enough to win the NFC North. A game behind Detroit. Sam Darnold moved on. He's in Seattle, and now they're playing behind J.J. McCarthy.
Although they're one-on-one down here with Justin Jefferson.
Here's Jones. He's able to get 3. It's been detailed in many publications, but J.J. McCarthy, who grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, LaGrange Park, was 4 years old when he attended his first game here at Soldier Field, October 14th of 07, a game against Minnesota that the Vikings won on a Longwell field goal. Now here he is, his first NFL start with his team out in front.
A little confusion here by this Chicago defense.
Jones is wide open. Makes a catch in.
I don't know who's supposed to have been over the covering board, but he just left wide open.
McCarthy takes it into the end zone.
Wow.
It's a simple read option.
That's all I can say right now, dude.
Odangbo on the outside, and when he puts it in Mason's belly, he's waiting to see what he's going to do. As soon as he turns his shoulders, McCarthy knows he has him beat on the edge.
And J.J. McCarthy, who had 10 rushing touchdowns in his 3 years at Michigan, has 1 in his first start with the Minnesota Vikings. And boy, did he and they hang in there tonight as the lead is 10.
They sure did. I mean, collectively. The defense did, the offense did, the coaching staff, everybody to get themselves in this position right now. You can't say enough about J.J. McCarthy. I mean, things were not going well at all. He was under duress, playing on the road, tough environment, Monday Night Football, and yet he hung in there, and Kevin O'Connell kept feeding him the football and let him kind of settle in, and he was able to do that. But, Joe, right now, I mean, for the Chicago Bears, and it's sort of a miracle, if they don't win this game, how they're going to leave this field tonight, knowing that they let one get away, because they were in total control at one point.
Vikings with 3 straight touchdown drives, and they've outscored the Bears so far in the fourth quarter, 21-0.
You know, the other part of this
Colossal fire on epic forces on both sides of the ball for Chicago, bro.
Their surge and McCarthy really coming alive began after the pick six.
Tonight's game recap is brought to you by NBA 2K26. Here's the pick six and the 74-yard return by Deshaun Wright. He's trying to fire up his young players or his offensive line, and he finds Justin Jefferson in the end zone. He found Aaron Jones, who took it into the end zone, and then he takes it in himself. Outscoring the Bears 21-0 in this fourth quarter.
It's pretty hollow as a young quarterback when you're talking to offensive linemen after you've thrown a pick six, but that group's going to look at him differently this week in practice. You know, he delivered for them when he had his back against the wall.
Williams for Kmet.
Oh, nice catch.
They're saying that's a catch.
Sure looks like it, and one heck of a catch at that.
That was pretty there, bro.
Bears have only one timeout left. They're down by 10. And he caught it.
That's amazing. He didn't get a lot of opportunities last year, but he caught everything in his direction.
Here's one in the end zone.
Oh, man.
It was open but overthrown, and that stops the clock at 2:26.
Boy, he just had his eyes in the wrong place. He was looking in the backfield, or looking in the flat. I'm sorry, and to Zacchaeus here, who goes here, but then he misses DJ Moore.
Damn, dude.
Williams is looking to Zacchaeus, and because he's looking to the flat, he doesn't see the corner sit on it. Otherwise, the ball comes up a lot quicker.
There's the 31-yard catch by Kmet. Just phenomenal.
Kmet should have called that, boss.
And it's second down and 10. Sideline and incomplete for Swift. And now it's third down and 10.
Here's another look at that play. You got Zacchaeus coming here, and then DJ Moore comes off the ball. And you see right on how much room there is. He was just late getting to it, and I think when he was late, then the ball sails on him instead of him making an accurate throw. But, boy, that should have been an easy one, and then you've got a touchdown and still over 2 minutes left to play.
Third down and 10. Down the middle, Williams got hit.
Goodness gracious.
There's a flag on the far side of the field. And this looks like illegal contact.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, number 7 defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Against Byron Murphy, who's working against the Dunze. And Williams, under heavy pressure, got his arm hit. Bears have to be thankful he's okay. Hand got hit, arm got hit. Here's the penalty on Murphy. Right up the field. First down, gets hit again, and there's more. Ball's out.
Oh, that's a definite 15 there, dude. Damn. God almighty.
And there's a flag in the secondary as Ivan Pace got through.
Damn.
And Caleb Williams. There's 2 separate fouls here.
Yeah, they're both going to be against Minnesota.
For sure.
Caleb definitely, he got hit late or hit up in the head and neck area.
God
You can see
almighty.
the pressure on Pace coming right up the gut. And he comes right into the headgear of Caleb. And then there's on the back end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer number 0 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
No, that should be 30 yards. That dude. Look at the hit on the other end.
DJ Moore,
DJ got lit up too, bro.
after the ball was placed somehow perfectly by Caleb Williams, he gets hit.
That should have been 30 yards automatically.
But they're going to call it on the hit by pace to give Chicago 15 yards, the automatic first down, and they're still checking on DJ Moore.
Yeah, they're going to talk about that penalty. That was a big hit.
Yeah, that should have been 15 on the end too.
Like it went to the head, neck, and to a defenseless receiver.
Correct. The contact was the shoulder up to the shoulder, and there was incidental contact in the neck area, so they threw the flag, but they decided to pick it up, but they still have the roughing the passer, so it's still going to be a 15-yard penalty and first down.
So just one foul on the play on the hit by pace.
Thank you.
And they're going to put time back on the clock. There's 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. And the ball is inside the 15. Again, only one timeout remaining for Chicago. DJ Moore able to get up. He's been an Iron Man for the Bears. No missed starts with Chicago since he was traded here in 2023, DJ Moore. And he is still getting attention.
Come on, bro. Shake it off.
And we hope that he's okay, Joe. You look at the situation right now in this ball game, and I mean, with one timeout, them scoring before the 2-minute warning is huge. And it's a 2-score game. So even if they were to settle for a field goal here before the 2-minute warning, it affords them at least a chance to try to do something. But if this gets below 2 minutes, they're gonna lose a lot of valuable time with no timeouts of their own to stop the clock.
Yep. Well, the offense is out there. Moore is to the sideline. And for now, they'll try to strike into the end zone here with 2:12 to go. Four-man rush.
Run for it. Run for it. Go, go, go. Yes, sir. Touchdown.
No signal yet. The officials come together. Touchdown.
Yeah. Boy, they needed that, dude.
We've seen it throughout the night what he's able to do with his legs. This is an outstanding job by him. Take a closer look.
Contact number 7 of the defense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
They did throw the flag. There's a lot going on. They threw the flag on Byron Murphy. Caleb Williams looks to be out of bounds. Russell,
The previous play is under review.
He is definitely out of bounds, and the ball is just short of the goal line when he first touches out of bounds. I expect that they will reverse this to short of a touchdown.
Well, Ben Johnson has kept his offense out there. So they're anticipating that.
After replay review, the ball carrier is out of bounds and the ball at the half-yard line. It's first and goal.
And again, there's 2:04 left, trying to come up with a quick score before the 2-minute warning. Meanwhile, DJ Moore went back out there, so he was good enough to continue in this game. That's good news for Chicago.
Wow.
He just came back off the field. And it'll be first down and goal from just outside the end zone. So now, because it wasn't a touchdown, they're going to move the ball half the distance to the goal, which is inches away and inches closer. And it'll be first down and goal.
First and goal, and then they added a second also on the clock. Instead of 2:04, there's 2:05.
Frustration for Ben Johnson. He's only got one timeout in his pocket. They need to score right here, right now. They fake the pitch.
Yeah.
Touchdown to Dunze. With 2:02 to go.
Wide open on the back of the end zone.
Outside of the 2-minute warning. And the extra point to follow. And then it'll be incumbent upon Santos to boom it out of the end zone.
That's right. Yeah, that's the key, because otherwise it doesn't much matter, but he's going to have to boom one.
First things first is the extra point. And it's a 3-point game.
The other option, Joe, is if he kicks it out of bounds. But those 2 seconds, they're precious.
Welcome you inside the broadcast booth, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. Just a complete reversal. I mean, we were coming on camera the last time at the end of halftime, and it was one-sided, all Chicago. And since this fourth quarter started, it's been all Minnesota. And credit to Kevin O'Connell for keeping his team in this ballgame.
Yeah, he really has done a great job. He's done a great job ever since he got to Minnesota. But to keep the young quarterback in the ball game and keep his head clear, and for him to come out and respond the way that he did. And again, I mentioned it moments ago that I think Kevin really did a nice job, especially those 3 scoring drives. But he's such a great play caller for any quarterback. But how fortunate is J.J. McCarthy to be working with him, and what a job J.J. McCarthy. There's going to be a lot of tough moments over the course of a career in this league, and he saw it tonight. He kind of went through it all, but he hung in there and did a nice job.
All right, so they got the touchdown with 2:02 to go. And you cannot allow any time to come off the clock with any kind of a return right here.
Or will he? Yeah, I was going to say they lined up. I think where he decided it. He could have tried the onside kick,
but they would have to declare it. They have not declared that, so he's got to let it fly. And a decision by Ty Chandler, which is a good decision. And that gets this game clock inside 2 minutes, so the Bears do not get that extra stoppage with 2 minutes left.
You see Kevin O'Connell, he gave him the fist bump, said, did exactly what you were told. Bring it out of the end zone if you can.
What a night for J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, and the Vikings. They got the ball. 1:55 to go. Up 3.
This game, fellas, has changed dramatically in this second half. Look forward to talking to you when this is done.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a flip of a game script like this since, I don't know, last night with the Bills and the Ravens. The way that thing turned within the last 4 minutes of that ball game. And now it's a 21-7 fourth quarter with the Vikings pulling out in front now by 3. 1:55, only one timeout remains for Chicago, and we'll show you Ty Chandler getting help from the sideline about taking that kickoff out of bounds a moment ago. Here's Mason. He's had a nice night. And look at the eyes of Chandler. He's checking with the sideline. And who does he find? Kevin O'Connell over on the sideline saying, "Come on out, Ty. We need to get this game clock under 2 minutes."
That's pretty good. I just wonder if Kevin O'Connell told him before he went out, "Hey, you look to me if you catch this ball, and I'll tell you what to do."
Like a third base coach.
That's right. Talk about these great games around the NFL. Last night, of course, with Buffalo and Baltimore, and then this one. Yeah, the NFL's put America back on the edge of their seat.
Yeah, here we are again. And for Kevin O'Connell and his Vikings are involved in another one-score game. They were 9-1 in one-score games last season. Second down and 7. Bears are out of timeouts. Mason is tackled immediately by
Good stop there.
No gain on the play. It'll be third down. So this will take us down to about a minute remaining. Run another play, and then
you're looking at if they keep the clock running, which I got to believe they're going to just hand the ball off. You're talking about punting roughly around 15 seconds or so.
Vikings have all 3 of their timeouts left, and Kevin O'Connell, it appears, will use one now.
First charge timeout, Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
When we talked, Troy, with Kevin O'Connell, he talked about trying to get more physical. They went out in the offseason. They revamped the interior of this offensive line. It took a little bit of time in this game for them to start flexing their muscles, but they got more physical in this second half, and it was that offensive line that got the ground game going, which then opened it up for the first-year starting quarterback, J.J. McCarthy.
You know, especially considering what happened last year to end the season for the Vikings and when they got mauled by the Rams and gave up 9 sacks. And one of the first things out of O'Connell's mouth that day at the press conference was that they needed to get better up front. And so it didn't look so good early. Chicago was winning that, but for them to come around the way they did was impressive.
Handoff is to Mason, and Jordan Mason going to bring up fourth down as he gets a couple over the left side. Vikings will let it go all the way down. Like to spend another timeout. And then it will be
Chicago ain't got no more timeouts. I can't even start the clock no more, bro.
There's a 3-point game, but a long way to go with no timeouts. And just one note about McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy is now one of 2 players to throw multiple pass touchdowns in their debut. McCarthy tonight, Fran Tarkenton in the first game in Vikings history in 1961. He came off the bench. The opponent in both games, the Chicago Bears.
Well, no offense to the Chicago Bears, but that's pretty good company anytime you're compared to Frank Tarkenton. But I mentioned it a little bit earlier. This team's going to look at J.J. McCarthy a lot different this week. When you've got a guy who has yet to play, you know, there's a lot of unknowns in that locker room, with the veteran players especially. We showed him talking to the offensive line after he threw the pick 6. And I also know, because I've been on that end of it, to where those linemen kind of look at you with an empty stare, and they're not really thrilled to be hearing from you many times. But the way he responded to that, he gained some trust and confidence in that locker room. It's going to carry him a long way.
right will boom it. Running back and taking a safety was on the board as well. Take more time off the clock. There's 9 seconds left. When we talked to J.J. McCarthy, we're 9 seconds away from the end of the game, so time running out on the Bears. There's a brightness to him. He's been described as an old soul. His parents, Jim and Megan, obviously did a tremendous job for this young man who has been dialed into the sport of football since he was a young boy, working throughout high school at Nazareth Academy, the Roadrunners. Won a national championship at Michigan. He and his partner are going to be parents later on in this month. He's got a lot going on. He's 22 years old, and barring the incredible, he will start his NFL career 1-0 with a road win in the stadium where he's playing about his Bears.
You mentioned the incredible Ben Johnson and the trick plays and the things that he dials up. We'll see what he has for this situation right here.
That's what it's going to take, and this ball hits DJ Moore, flags on the play, and Moore gets hit out of bounds, and we're down to 5 seconds left.
I'll tell you what, though, fellas, this is one heck of a game.
To DJ Moore,
Especially two halves of what McCarthy do. First half, he looked like garbage, and in the second half, he just started doing, dude. And the running game got going.
I think the Bears are going to wonder what hit them.
Yeah. They're going to walk out of here sort of a miracle right here and wonder how they lost this football game.
5 seconds left, no timeouts. The defense pushed back. They've got safeties back on their side of the 50.
They got their hands team out here now.
It's a doozy. It's Moore. You've got to get rid of it. He does. And Manunga can't make a play, and that's it. The Minnesota Vikings will start this season 1-0 with this strong comeback and a win on the road here in Chicago.
Got Caleb French on 213, averaging 10.1 yards, dude.
Ben Johnson, the rookie
One
head
touchdown.
coach, on one. And J.J. McCarthy, back home in Chicago, gets the win. We asked him
But yeah, not a bad night for both quarterbacks, bro.
memorabilia that he collected as a kid. He said,
Had a
"That's
good
all
game
gone
tonight.
now. I consider Minnesota my home."
But I'll tell you what, though, I'm about to get out of here. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.
Said if he's worried about where he grew up and where he saw his first game when he was 4, he's thinking